Floss Tube. Welcome to day 5 of Stitch Mania, May 5th, also known as Cinco de Mayo. And how are you all doing with your Mania plans? Are you doing okay with it? I got some progress done. You won't be able to see, but just a quick reminder in case you're visiting me for the first time. This was the, so I'm doing Whip Mania. So instead of starting anything new, I'm just going through all my old 21 whips, picking them randomly. This is the one that I chose to work on yesterday, and it's called And Then Comes Spring. And in yesterday's video, I showed you where my starting point was on that, and you won't really be able to see that I did much, but this is the area. So I had one string, one thread that was hanging left over from the last time I worked on that. I finished up that little patch over there. Then I moved over here and pretty much worked on this little swatch of the birch or the maple tree right here. So didn't get a pretty boring progress, but there's a whole bunch of that same kind of progress going down here. So as you can see, this is the part that I worked on. So kind of this area right there. So there's a whole lot of that. All this branch here only pretty much calls for 3 colors. So yeah, you'd think, oh, that's pretty boring, but I actually find this project very calming and meditative to work on because it's kind of nice. You can just kind of just go and grab those 3 colors, find yourself a shady tree to sit under, and you don't have to think too much. So it's a little bit more exciting than one solid color because you got 3, even though they're very close in color. It's just very relaxing. It's just an easy pattern to follow, so I could just work on this for hours. But sadly, it's another day, so I need to put it away. Not sure I'll put it away completely. Oh, you know what? I'm going to just show you really quick on the pattern because I can show you just a little bit of the pattern. I highlighted sorry for all the crinkling. I highlighted what I had worked on. I won't show too much, but you can kind of see all those green stitches were what I stitched. So I actually got a lot of stitches done. So it just doesn't really look like it. I was going to say something about that. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you the story. So first of all, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I just got like 20 new subscribers, I noticed, just in the last couple of days. So hello and welcome to my channel. You'll find here that I stitch a lot of dimensions kits. I stitch pretty much everything has a bird on it, with the exception of giraffe I've done a couple of times, and I'm kind of recently been getting into succulents, and so you'll see some succulent patterns in there too. But yeah, I was almost tempted to call this Bird Mania because I think every one of my whips, and we'll see, I think every single one of them has a bird on it. It's a bird related, or as somebody had commented yesterday or earlier today, that a lot of nature themed. So yes, that is what I love to do. So because there's so many new people to my channel, I'm going to tell this story again, even though if you've followed me along, you're going to have to hear it again. And I'm sorry, you'll just have to indulge me while I relive my fangirl moment with Crossstring Collections again, because it's just so exciting. So I'm going to make it brief, though, for those of you that have heard this story a few times on my channel. So I've been a longtime fan of the Crossstring Collections. If you're not familiar with their patterns, they do mostly all birds. Yeah, I don't think there's anything on there that's not birds. Paula is the designer, and she just does the most amazing bird patterns. And anyway, maybe 6 or so years ago, I followed her on Facebook. I just liked her page, and then apparently she must have liked me back. I don't know, because I don't know how she could have seen this. But then several years ago, I took a picture of a robin in a nest in my backyard, and I had posted that on Instagram, and I put it as my banner, and it was just like one of my most favorite bird pictures. It was one of the earlier ones that I took when I was just getting into photography. So anyway, she apparently had seen that photo on my Facebook feed, and she private messaged me, and she said that she had just recently lost both her parents within a short time of each other that year, and when she saw my picture of that robin, she said it just really spoke to her. She just felt like it was kind of like, yes, after all sad times, then comes spring, basically, and new life, and basically, I tell the story better back when I first originally told it back in one of my older Floss Tube videos. But anyway, she contacted me and asked me if she could use my photo as an inspiration for one of her next patterns, and I was like, me? Yeah, absolutely. That was like the most exciting thing ever. I think I was just like running around telling everybody in my life about it, and they're like, yeah, we just don't get it, Christy, but I know you guys get it. So it was very exciting for me. Moving ahead, I didn't hear from her for a couple of years, and then I'd sort of forgotten about it, and anyway, she had contacted me, and this was probably back in 2016, I think, and said that she was just finishing up the pattern and wanted to know if I wanted to name it. And I said, I'm horrible at naming things. I'm not creative at all. So I left that up to her to name the pattern, and she said she was hoping to get it out as her market release for that coming year. So anyway, I was just so excited when she finally finished it and did release it at market. She sent me a copy of it, just hot off the press. She sent me a copy of the pattern, and she also sent me a piece of this hand-dyed fabric that I don't know if she dyed this specifically for this pattern, but as you can see, it's called Birch, and it is available. Both this fabric and this pattern used to be available on 123 Stitch. I don't know if they still are, but you can certainly go to Crosswing Collections and get it, or you can probably find it at your local needlework shop. But this piece of fabric is called Birch, and it's a 28 count linen. And it's beautiful. Like I said, I don't remember if a lot of times she hand dyes fabric to go along with certain patterns, but I don't know if she already had this one and then just used it for this. But anyway, thanks for listening to that story again. If you guys have heard it, if you're new, oh, I guess I should show you. So here is I'll put the pattern right here, and then I'll go ahead and stick the photo that I took up on this corner right here so that you can kind of see the inspiration for that pattern. So, and then comes spring. So I'm very excited. So as you can see, I have to stitch this. So I think what I might try to do is just kind of keep it near my stitching spot and try to put, I don't know, anywhere from 10, 50, 100 stitches in it, every day or several times a week to just kind of keep it going, to keep it finished, because there's a lot of monotonous stitching to continue on with this, a lot of the same colors and same motifs. And so it's kind of one of those things that if I just pick up and work on it just intermittently throughout, my stitching time, that I'll probably get it done. So, okay, I should probably go ahead and pick today's whip. So is everybody ready to see what I shall pick from the bag? I don't think I need to show you my bag again, but I do promise it's over here. And let's see. That's a fat one. I wonder what that is. Should we get... Yeah, let's go with that. All right. Oh, I see it's in a coffee bag. It's in a coffee bag. And I haven't seen these whips in a while, guys. So actually, when I look surprised, I really am surprised because I haven't looked at them for a while. So let's see what it is. Oh, yes. Okay. This is one. Okay. Stitchin' Mommy, you know about this one. Her and I were kind of challenging ourselves. This is my oldest whip. I started it in 2011 when I became obsessed with watching the live eagle cams in Decorah. I started stitching this, and I can't believe I don't have this done yet. So her and I think, I don't know, was that last year that we were going to, she took her oldest whip and she's like, I'm going to finish it. And I'm like, I'm going to take this old whip. I'm going to finish it. Did I? No. Did she finish hers? Yes, she did. I did not finish mine. I barely even worked on it. So this whip continues to be my oldest whip. And I don't know why. You know what? I think it's daunting because I like to backstitch as I go along with my dimensions kits now. So this one I didn't. So even though I got the eagle done, none of it's been backstitched, and it's a lot of dark brown backstitching on these dark brown stitches, and it just looks so daunting to me. And there's also some, what do they call it? Not cryonic, just some blending filament that is going to be in the water. I mean, it's going to be beautiful when it's done. So yes, this one's called Eel's Majesty by Dimensions, and let's see where I ended up with that. I do remember that the piece of fabric that they gave for this was very, very close to the edge. It was a tight fit, so I sewed some brown fabric on the edges just to make it look, to make it so that my hoop would hold a little bit more. Okay, let's make sure it's not upside down. And here's where we are, guys. Sorry about the wrinkles. It's been packed away for a year, and there is where I'm at. Isn't that beautiful? Why did I stop working on that? I say that about every one of my projects, but yes, I did backstitch, obviously, some of the eagle, you can see, but none of the wing is backstitched, and there's a lot of backstitching in there. So, yeah, I just have the bottom half to do, which is the water and the rocks. It shouldn't take long, because, there's lots of half stitches in those dimensions kits. So, okay, that's what I'm going to be working on today for day 5 of Stitch Mania. Once again, I don't know if I'll get to any stitching till later tonight. I already did some stitching this morning because my Stitch Mania day starts pretty much at this point and moves on. I have things I need to do today, but yeah, I'm hoping to get some stitches put in this. So we'll check in tomorrow with my progress and talk to you later. Happy Mania! Bye, guys.